Hello and welcome to Mysterios Divinos podcast. What if the story of creation as we know it, well, what if it's just one chapter in a much larger, much more violent saga? Today, we're diving into a really captivating theory that frames the creation of our world as the aftermath of a cosmic war.
So, let's start with this bombshell of a question, which is really the foundation for this whole idea. The theory recasts the entire divine order, and the story, it begins not with a void, but with a universe already teeming with gods.
According to this theory, our story doesn't start at the beginning. No, not at all. It starts in a universe that is already ancient, already vast, and it's ruled by a pantheon of gods who, frankly, couldn't care less about anything.
Just try to wrap your head around that for a second. A universe where injustice was just the way things were, and it was completely ignored by its powerful, ancient rulers who just couldn't be bothered to intervene.
But, among these lazy, complacent deities, the theory goes that there was one young god, identified as Yahweh, who just refused to accept the status quo. He saw all the cosmic injustice, the endless chaos, and he was filled with this righteous anger. He decided that if nobody else was going to act, well, he would.
So, his frustration, it led to what you could call a four-step celestial revolution. First, he confronts the other gods in a divine assembly. What happens? They ignore him. So, step 3, he raises an army from the furthest corners of the heavens, and then he declared war.
And in this final, dramatic act of humiliation and surrender, these former rulers became the 24 elders we read about in the book of Revelation. It's an absolutely incredible story, but where on earth does it come from?
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. The people who believe this theory claim its foundation isn't just myth or some kind of speculation. They argue the proof is hidden in plain sight, tucked away inside very specific biblical passages.
Their main piece of evidence starts right here with Psalm 82. The text says God is presiding over a great assembly where he renders judgment among the gods. Now, for supporters of the theory, this isn't a metaphor. They believe it's literally the minutes from that first, very confrontational divine meeting.
Next up, they point us to Isaiah 13. This verse describes the Lord showing up from the ends of the heavens with weapons of his wrath. In the world of this theory, this isn't about earthly armies. This is Yahweh gathering his celestial forces for the huge war to come.
And to really complete the picture, they bring up Exodus 15 verse 3, which straight up calls the Lord a warrior. For the theory's believers, this isn't just some poetic title. It's a job description that confirms his role as the revolutionary victor in this epic cosmic conflict.
Okay, so this seems like pretty compelling evidence, right? You've got a meeting, you've got an army, you've got a warrior god. Well, the source video we're looking at argues this is precisely where the entire theory just falls apart. And it all comes down to one crucial concept.
The source video calls this theory a clear example of taking scripture out of context. So, to really get what they're arguing, we need to understand what contextual interpretation even means. Basically, you can't just pluck a single line out of thin air. You have to understand the bigger picture it belongs to.
And this is really where the two perspectives just clash head-on. The theory carefully pulls individual verses from totally different books to build this hidden story. But the source video says, whoa, hold on, that's a critical error. Without the surrounding text, without the historical context, you can pretty much make scripture say almost anything you want it to.
So, after taking apart the theory's evidence piece by piece, what's the source's ultimate conclusion on the whole matter?
Well, the video concludes, pretty unequivocally, that according to scripture, when you read it as a whole, Yahweh has always been the one and only God. It argues that there are tons of other verses that affirm this, and they establish a completely different narrative than the one this theory presents.
So yeah, while exploring these kinds of alternative theories can be a really valuable exercise to deepen our own understanding, the ultimate lesson here is just how critically important context and thorough study are if we want to avoid getting confused. The source video from Mysterios Divinos podcast finishes up by inviting its own audience to keep the discussion going. They say, if you liked the video, subscribe, leave a like, comment, and share.
And that leaves us with a final thought for today. This whole debate isn't just about ancient texts. In any area of life, really, from the news you read to your personal relationships, how much does context truly shape everything we believe? Thank you for watching.